Come on, let's show you a prison bigger than Guantanamo.
This prison is not like any other prison. It has many strange things. Everything, including food, is obtained through great struggle. Who will be the hero who can fight his way out of this prison? Hello, my dear family. Peace be with you. Today I have brought you the most popular movie called The Platform, which was released in 2019. My family, please help us by liking the video. Without wasting time, let's go to the movie.
Yes!
In a prison called the Vertical Self-Management Center, Goring wakes up in a concrete room that has the number 48 on the wall. He only has a bed, a sink, and a hole in the floor that his roommate Trimagesi calls the pit. There are hundreds of floors just like theirs, each with 2 prisoners using fake names given by the staff. Every day, food is brought down on a platform through a hole, and you have 2 minutes to eat as much as you can before it goes down to another floor. The lower you are, the less likely you are to eat anything. At the end of each month, prisoners are moved around and placed on different floors. When Goring sees the platform for the first time, he chooses not to eat because he's not hungry. He wants to save food for the people below him. After eating all he can, Trimagesi spits on the table, knowing that people above him probably do the same. Goring decides to save an apple for later, but after the platform goes away, he starts to feel a burning sensation in his stomach. Turns out that storing food is not allowed, so Goring needs to get rid of the apple or he will die in the fire. This makes Goring remember the interview he had before he came here, where he had to sign a paper saying he can't leave until the agreed time is up. Each prisoner can take 1 item with them, and Goring decided to take a copy of Don Quixote. Goring came here by his own choice. He will stay for 6 months to earn a recognized diploma. The next day, Goring doesn't want to eat again when the platform arrives, and Trimagesi believes that floor 48 is being wasted on him. Goring asks Trimagesi to share his story, and Trimagesi says it began with a TV ad. He bought a special knife he saw on TV, but just a few days later, they showed a new ad for an even better knife. This made him really angry, so he threw the TV out the window and it hit a guy walking by, killing him. Trimagesi had to choose between going to a mental hospital or staying in a hole, so he chose the hole. The lowest he has been is 132, so he knows there are more floors below that because he can see them. No food gets to the lower levels, and staying down there for a month isn't too bad. The real issue is when you have to stay in 2 lower levels back to back. Goring is afraid this might happen and tries to talk to the people on the other floors to ask them to save their food, but they don't listen to him. Trimagesi answers by urinating onto the floor below. He also shares that he brought a knife with him that he bought from TV. When the platform comes again, Goring starts to eat. He also sees someone from the higher levels fall through the hole, and Trimagesi says this happens a lot, but no one will help. Trimagesi talks to Goring about all the floors he has been on and says they will be together next month. Goring figures out that prisoners are put together in groups when they are rearranged. He finally realizes that Trimagesi had eaten his last cellmate when they were on the lower levels. When the platform comes back, Maharu is sitting on it. Goring is concerned about her because he sees she is hurt, but Trimagesi tells him not to pay attention to her. Maharu goes down the hole once a month to search for her lost child. She also hurts every cellmate she has so she can have a better chance of being with her child the next month. The man they saw falling was likely her victim. Trimagesi then explains that, unlike her, he never killed anyone. He just ate the body that ended up on his floor. When the platform moves up, the prisoners try to use Maharu for their benefit. Goring shouts for them to leave her alone, but she doesn't need to worry. Maharu just takes care of them and goes back to the platform. At the end of the month, the prisoners are put to sleep with gas and moved around. When Goring wakes up, he discovers that he is tied to his bed on the 171st floor. Trimagesi says he tied up Goring because Goring is younger and stronger, so Trimagesi needs to keep himself safe. You can hear people shouting from the other floors because they're surprised by their new levels. When the platform arrives, there's nothing left to eat. After 8 days, Trimagesi says it's time for him to get some food. Ignoring Goring's cries for help, Trimagesi uses his knife to cut some meat from Goring's leg. But before he can eat it, the platform comes down, bringing Maharu along. Maharu thinks about how much Goring cared for her and then leaps at Trimagesi, using his own knife to attack him. Then she frees Goring and gives him the knife so he can use it to finish Trimagesi. Goring faints and later wakes up in bed. Maharu wrapped a bedsheet around his leg, and now she is eating food called Trimagesi. She gives some meat to Goring, who takes it after thinking for a moment. She gives him some water before quietly leaving the platform. Days go by and Trimagesi's body starts to decay, allowing Goring to eat worms as well. Goring starts to see things that aren't really there, like Trimagesi's ghost watching him while he eats. At the end of the month, gas takes control of the cell, and Goring dreams about being with a woman again while Maharu looks on. When he wakes up, he finds out that a dog is licking him. Goring is surprised to find out that his new cellmate is Imagiri, the woman who interviewed him when he decided to come to this prison. She decided to bring the dog with her, and they are now on level 33. Goring recalls the day of the interview when Imogiri took strange pauses between questions. Imogiri says she volunteered just like Goring did, and she didn't know that people died here. She thinks there are 200 levels. When Goring says there isn't enough food for everyone, Imogiri says there would be enough if people only ate what they actually needed. Something that encourages people to support each other suddenly needs to happen, but Goring thinks the idea is silly. He thinks about whether things could change if a child dies, but Imogiri knows the company's rules say no one under 16 can be involved. When the platform delivers food to Imogiri, she only eats what she needs. After sharing some with her dog, she starts making 2 servings of food. When the platform gets to the lower level, Imogiri talks to the prisoners. She tells them to eat the food she made and to prepare 2 more meals for the next level to share the message. Clearly, she is completely overlooked, and Goring says that the people in charge don't really want everyone to come together. Imogiri dislikes that Goring believes all government workers are bad since she has had good experiences working with them. Goring responds by saying that because she used to work there, she gets to pick her cellmate. Imogiri keeps trying to share the food every day, but the people below her still don't pay attention to her. All the shouting and tells everyone that if they don't listen to Imogiri, he'll use the food as a toilet every day, and they'll have to eat poop. The threat is effective, and the prisoners begin sending messages to the lower levels. Soon after, the platform comes down with Maharu lying on it, not awake. Goring and Imogiri put her on a bed and helped her while the dog took some food. When the platform moves away, the cell gets really cold. Goring has to run after the dog to get back the food it took, or they will be punished for breaking the rules. In the evening, Goring gives the bed to Maharu and sleeps on the floor. He wakes up to see the girls fighting. Maharu killed the dog to eat it. The next day, Maharu stands on the platform. Goring talks to Imogiri about how Maharu is looking for her child, but Imogiri says that Maharu came by herself 10 months ago. She was an actress without a family who chose to come, just like Goring. Imogiri sent people here without realizing how serious it was, and she's been battling cancer for 3 years. When she found out she lost the fight, she offered to help because she believed she could change things, but now she doesn't care anymore. On their last day on floor 33, Goring tries to feed Imogiri because they might not have food tomorrow. But Imogiri is on floor 202, which means there are more floors than he thought. The news was too hard for Imogiri to take, so she used her bedsheets to take her own life. After a while, the next move happens, and Goring is happy to find out he's on the 6th floor. The person in the other bed is Miru. She comes towards him with a knife, but it's just a dream. Goring's new cellmate is Bahara, and he picked a rope. Bahara is very excited because he believes he can reach the top from here. He asks the people on level 5 for help. The couple above makes fun of him before agreeing to take the rope. But when Bahara starts to climb, the other prisoner pulls down her pants and poops on his face. Surprised and grossed out, Bahara drops the rope and falls down. Goring grabs him just in time, but the rope falls into the hole. When the platform arrives, they have to eat while listening to the prisoners on level 5 being loud and playful. As time goes by, Trimagasi and Imogiri start seeing their hallucinations again. Trimagasi says Goring is doing well because he has just 1 month left, and Imogiri tells him that change doesn't happen by itself. This makes Goring come up with a plan, so he asks Bahara for help. They should get on the platform with any weapon they can find and make sure people save enough food so that everyone can have some to eat. Goring did some calculations while he was on the 202nd floor, and based on how long the platform takes to move, he thinks there are about 250 floors, which he believes is manageable. Bahara agrees to team up, and they break a bed to use the metal parts as weapons. The two of them jump onto the platform and go to level 7. There, Goring tells the others not to let the prisoners take anything. These people ate yesterday and will eat again tomorrow, so they should only give out food after level 50, which is for those who are struggling. Bahara is unsure because the prisoners are his friends who helped him a few weeks ago. But when the old man gets really angry, Bahara understands Goring's view and starts helping him keep everyone back. The two people keep going down while warning others not to touch the food. After going up a few more floors, Bahara is surprised to see Bram Bang, a wise old man that he admires. Bram Bang thinks what the boys are doing is good, but he says the administration doesn't have a heart and won't care if they do well. However, the workers on level Sarah might care, so they need a symbol to represent their cause. Bahara and Goring pick the panna cotta because it's a fancy dessert and will look really impressive if it stays in one piece. They keep moving down while protecting the panna cotta and scaring people off with threats. When they get to level 50, Bahara and Goring start giving out food, and people are very thankful. On level 97, they meet an ill old man and a boy with a mental disability. Goring tries to give the old man some soup, but the boy says not to worry because he will eat the man later. The next level only has a body on it, and Goring thinks this is where Maharu came to life. The platform doesn't end here because there are no living people. This means Goring's guess was wrong, and there are more than 250 floors. The two of them keep going down and giving food to the prisoners they find, even though many floors only have dead bodies. In the end, the platform stops at level 333, which looks like the final level. At first, they think there's no one there, but someone is really hiding under the bed. It's Molly, the lost girl. Bahara and Goring walk over to the kid, and right after they step off the platform, it begins to lower again. Goring tells Bahara to throw the panna cotta into the hole, but Bahara says no. They were surprised that the room didn't get hot or cold as a punishment, and after thinking for a long time, the three people stay on that level. When Goring wakes up, he finds out that Bahara has died from his bleeding wounds. The next time the platform arrives, Goring brings Molly with him, and they go down to a dark and empty level called Sero. Trimagasi tells Goring to step off the platform because he doesn't belong there. Together, they watch the platform rise with Molly, hoping she will show the people above what is really happening. The movie ends here. Please, my family, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Thank you.